Shalom. Okay, so we're gonna do Genesis 1, verse 14, and we're gonna deal with signs. It says, "And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days, and years." So we're gonna look at signs, right? Remember, these signs are lights, right? Signs can be audible or visible. We know that these are not audible, right? So they're visible. No, when you're dealing with sign, remember the only day of the week that is distinctive is the seventh day, right? Now, seventh day can be the first day of the month, right? That is the beginning of the cycle, as well as the every other 7 days, right? No, what are the signs that you look for? The full moon, the full moon is the beginning of the cycle, right? So when you see that full moon, this is why you'll see, for example, even the Romans, the Jesuit astronomers, they know this. We are the only ones who do not know because we don't pay attention to the heavens. We pay attention to whatever they give to us. And even though the truth is there in the lies, we still cannot see because we don't filter, we do not analyze, right? What you will notice is when they put, say, the 17th of January, the 17th of January 2022 was the day of the new moon. But if you had observed the heavens from the 16th, you would realize that what? The moon was full. So that was the sign, but it is not considered new moon day until the dawning. So the sun had to come first for it to be acknowledged or recognized as the day of the new moon, right? So once you can understand this, then you will know how to work with the sun and the moon and navigate, right? So again, the next new moon coming in February, if for example it is the 16th of February, if you go outside February 15 in the night, you will see that the moon is already perfect, but it is not recognized as a new moon day because they know, the Jesuit astronomers know that a day and a night are separate. Why wouldn't they call it um, the new moon day from the moment it is full? So if the moon is full from, say, 3:30 p.m. on the 15th, why wouldn't they call that moment new moon day? Because this belongs to the old month. You cannot merge 2 months. And this is where a lot of people have problems because in your imagination, you can merge 2 months. And I'm going to give you an example. A lot of you who follow the Roman calendar, you'll say, okay, March is your new year. All right? No. If you start March 20 as your new year, how do you separate this and say, okay, the first, from the 1st of March to the 19th of March is the previous year. So how do you have 1 month sharing both years? That's not possible. But with the moon, you can understand it because when the 12 cycles, there are 12 moons in each year, right? So when each new moon, 3, 6, we understand that when the sun passes through each of them, it changes every time. The constellations, they change at the new moon, but we do not pay attention to the heavens, so we don't realize what is going on up there. It does not change at the 20th of March, the 20th of April. It changes at the new moon. All right? So again, the signs that we look for, the day before the actual event. So say for example you're driving and you see on the road a sign marked H. You see the sign first, but as you carry on, what are you going to see? An hospital, right? The sign first, then the event that the sign is representing. So it's the same thing. You see the full moon on the 16th of January, but it is the 17th. The 17th was the day of the new moon. So first you see the sign, then the actual thing. All right? Now, Sabbath. Again, 6 days. That's why it says, remember the Sabbath, because you have to always count, right? So 6 working days after the beginning of the month. So say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So after the beginning of the month, this is where it gets complicated. The first day of the month is the seventh day of the week. Let me say that again slowly. The first day of the month is the seventh day of the week. So this belongs to us, and this belongs to the Most High. These are fixed, cannot be changed. So when your new moon day comes here, then you what? You number 6 working days. So the second day of the month is the first working day of the week. So your second, first working day, third day of the month, second day of the week, fourth day of the month, third day of the week, fifth day of the month, fourth day of the week, the sixth day of the month is the fifth day of the week. The seventh day of the month is the sixth day of the week. And this here is preparation day. You prepare, you see your signs. So if someone comes to your house, right, and they see you prepare all these things, they can say, oh, tomorrow is a Sabbath, right? So that's the sign. And then the next day, the feasting and all of that, they can say, oh, it was a Sabbath. No. Here, the first Sabbath of the month is the 8th. And carry on like this. These are the only days you will find Sabbaths in the Bible. The only day that there's a different Sabbath is the Day of Atonement that the Most High attributed to that day. But all your other regular weekly Sabbaths, all the weekly Sabbaths are here. You will never find a date in the Bible where it was not here, which I'll do this differently. So, like I said, the signs that you will see here is the full moon, your second Sabbath, half moon. The third Sabbath, you will not see this. It's invisible. Right? And this is why you number your days. You number 11, 12, 13, 14. Right? And next one is another half moon. And back to the cycle, it begins again. All right? Now we're going to confirm this in the book of Revelation, chapter 22, and verse 1 and 2. All right. Revelations 22. All right. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of heaven. Heaven where the lights dwell. Heaven. Now listen. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, either side, just like you have the north side and the southern hemisphere, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits. 12 manner of fruits, 12 new moons each year, right? And listen, and yielded her fruit every month. Every month. So that means every moon, every new moon, the constellations change, right? Which I'll get into that separately, differently. Every new moon, the constellations change, and it says, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. The leaves of the tree, the constellations, right? I don't want to use certain words right now because I'm not really dealing with this scripture. I was just showing you that it changes every month. So you cannot merge 2 months together. You cannot take some days from March of 2021 and bring into 2022. That's impossible. And this is why people get confused about how many days in a year, which I'll do a separate video on that. All right.